Welcome back. In this video, we are going to see what is a variable, how we can define, how we can initialize the variables. So let us see what is a variable. Variable is a basic unit of storage, which is same as your C and C++. So normally a variable is defined by the combination of identifiers. We are going to use identifier, we are going to use the type, and we are going to use the initializer. So let me repeat, a variable is a basic unit of storage. So variable is also known as identifier, which is going to identify a variable, and which is defined uh, by the combination of as I told, which is going to take a type, then we can give the variable name and its value. And this is what the syntax for that. So this type can be of any type, like your integer, character, float, boolean, long, double. So you can give any type for this, any primitive data type. Identifier is nothing but the variable. So you can give any name for this. So which is going to be the basic unit of storage. Then you can give the assignment operator and you can give the value for this. So if you want to declare and initialize more than one variable, you have to separate these variables with a comma. So all variable have a scope. So where within which block it has defined, which has declared. So the scope is going to be within the block of code, and which also gives the visibility and lifetime. For example, if you take think that you have this is a bracket where you are going to write it as int a. So now what happened? So this is what you have created a block of code. So the visibility of this variable is only within this brace, and this is also known as the lifetime or the scope of the variable. Once the control come out of this brace, it has no value because this is defined inside this scope. Scope is nothing but within these two braces. So this is another example where we have declared two variables. In d is equal to 3, e does not take any value, and f is going to be 5. So let me repeat, identifiers are the name of the variable. You can initialize the variable by specifying an equal sign. So next is how we can initialize the variable dynamically. So you can see an expression, a program where you are going to initialize the variable dynamically. So look at this. As usual, we have a class. This is a class name. So we have all this public static void main, and you know what is what. So I've taken two variables. One is a. A is of type double, and even b is of type double. And so look at the next variable, which is c. C, what I've done is I've just written C is equal to mass square root of A into A plus B into P. So what happened? I've not initialized. So this allows the variable to be initialized dynamically using an expression. So if you initialize the value of variable in this way, we call it as dynamic initialization. So which is going to print the value of C finally. So here A, B, and C are defined within the scope. So within this scope, it is defined, and we call it as local variable. Where A and B are declared and initialized by the constant. So remember, there is a change. The variable A and B are initialized by a constant, whereas C is initialized by the or initialized dynamically. So next, let us see the very important topic, which is known as scope and lifetime of variable. So we have seen something called block. So block is within two braces. So a block is going to define a scope. So each time you start a new block, you are going to create a new scope. So something like think that you are going to put braces. So whatever you write inside the brace, which is going to be within the scope. So normally there are two major scope for variable. One is which is defined inside the class. A variable can be defined inside the class, or which could be defined inside a method. So every variable has got two scopes. Let me repeat. One is within the class, or which could be defined inside a method. The scope defined by a method begins with its opening curly braces. So please do remember, it begins with opening curly braces. So however, if that method has parameter, they too are included within the method scope. So you have to remember it. So let me repeat. The block is the block begins and ends with curly braces, and a block is going to define a scope. Each time you create a new block, you are going to create a new scope. Please remember this statement. Every time whenever you create a block, you are going to create a scope. So let us see a small program using this. So where you can find a class. So this is what the class name, and this is the main program. And look at this, where x is defined. So x can be accessed. This is what the scope of x, because x is defined here. So you have taken x is equal to 10. So now if x is equal to 10, what happens? You have put again brace where you have taken a variable y is equal to 20. So this is going to create a new scope now. And y is visible only within these two braces. Remember that. Y have some value, or y will be available or visible only within this braces, because y are defined here, not like x. So I'm going to print what is the y value, then I'll be multiplying its value. This is not our topic. Look at the next statement. When I try to initialize y is equal to 100, which is going to give an error. Why? Because here y is not available. Y is not visible here. There is no scope for y here. Remember it. Why? Because y is defined. Y is defined outside this. The y is defined inside this. Please remember, y is defined here. So y have some value within these two braces. Whereas x, look at this, x is still known here. So we can print what is x value. So as I told, x scope starts here and which ends here. And what about y? Y scope starts here and which ends here. So inside these two braces, you can do whatever you want to do with y. And inside these two braces, you can do whatever you want to do with x. You can edit, you can access, you can manipulate, you can do whatever you want. So this is what the scope. So whenever, as I told, whenever you create a brace, you are going to create a new scope. Look at this. So we have bracket, we have brace, and which ends here. So whenever you create a curly braces, opening and closing braces, which is going to create a new scope.